Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video is about a new pellet gun that I picked up. It's a Hatsan, or Hatsan, however you want to pronounce it, 130S, 30 caliber break barrel. It's the most powerful break barrel that any company makes. They're the only company that produces a 30 caliber break barrel. What that means is, I'm going to show you these. These are pellets I use in my 22 caliber break barrel. This is the 30, and it's just a huge difference. Now, seeing them on camera is one thing. When I first opened up that can and actually held the 30 caliber, it's huge. It's massive, it's heavy in comparison to the other pellet calibers. The rifle itself, I'll show you a little bit. This video is not going to be in detailed about the rifle, but front fiber optic sights, rear fiber optic sights, real easy to see, silencer shroud on it, and it's fairly quiet. Comes with a rail that holds the smaller, I can't remember what millimeter it is, the scopes you usually get on BB guns or the full size scopes. And I just noticed it has some pre-drilled holes with threads. This is an what they call an anti-bear trap safety. That's in the firing position. You fire it, you cock it, it resets itself to safe mode. And when you cock this, being put back into safe mode keeps it from accidentally firing, and this will rip fingers off if you get caught in a barrel that's snapping back up. These are, although they fit in the Springer category, they are gas cylinders, nitro gas cylinders. That's where they get their power. And this one has a lot of power. Did not come with a sling. I put the sling on it, opened it up, lifted it up, and went, wow, I'm going to have to get a sling for this. I can't carry this around in the field all day, because it weighs nearly 10 pounds. It's like 9.8 pounds. It's heavy. It's the heaviest rifle I have, and that includes all my powder burners. It's just heavy, but it's balanced really nice. When I picked this up, it reminded me of a rifle I used when I was on a shooting team in high school. Heavy but balanced. This is heavy but balanced. Really nice. I made some notes because there's quite a bit to talk about. Like I said, it's a gas piston, which means on a regular Springer with a steel spring, when you cock that, there's clock starts kind of running, and how long you can keep that cocked before the spring weakens and it damages it. These, you don't have that problem with. There's people that's left these cocked for hours. I think they did a test with 3 hours, and the pellet gun they were using it was at 97% capacity when they tested it after 3 hours, and it didn't damage the piston at all. So that gives you advantage because you can cock it just at the beginning of the hunt when you're going into the woods, and you don't have to wait until you see the game. These are, I was surprised how powerful this is. It shocked me. I was not expecting that. I'm going to put a link in a video in my description, about a guy who's done some comparison testing with the Hatsan 135 Vortex. And it was only producing about 31 foot-pounds at the muzzle. This is 34. It was doing about, I think, 550 feet per second, and this one does 590. And that's why it produces more foot-pounds. And it was compared with the Gammo Maxim 22. And that video will give you a good idea about foot-pounds, energy, distance, and how these pellets work ballistically. And like I said, I'll go ahead and put that link in there. But let's get on to some shooting stuff. And then after that, I will do a recap and just my overall thoughts about the rifle. Okay, this is for the first test. We're shooting it into plumber's putty. My son's going to shoot the pellet gun because I figured I'd give him the first shot. We're testing the penetration in this stuff. People say you can use the blocks of it for a backstop. I'm not sure with this 30 caliber, so I'm going to have him shoot it, and we'll see what it does. Go ahead. Well, that splattered us pretty good. All right. It didn't penetrate. That actually worked pretty good for stopping. I'm kind of surprised, because it went all the way through the foam backstock. Yeah, that's... when you add the pellet length, it's about... well, it went pretty close to going through. I'm going to have him cock it, which is... this thing's a beast to cock, and shoot it again. Actually, no, we'll do it this way. Have him shoot it again and see what happens. Let's get this thing cocked. All right, cocked and loaded. Second shot. Go ahead. All right. Man. About the same distance, and this stuff is really dense, and I think if you buy it in the block form, it's even thicker. All right, one more time because I want to do another test. All right, this test is going to go through the side. All right, shoot it. And it moved back. Oh. And the pellet's about that, so. Yep, they're all going about the same distance. That's still pretty impressive. Now for the next test. All right, spam cans. My Benjamin Nitro NP Trail. The 22 pellet ended up in the third can. I have no idea what this is going to do. It's a bigger bullet. It's generally the smaller calibers at short distance penetrate more. And I hope this doesn't splatter. Well, it didn't splatter. Okay. Can 1. And it's in the second can. That doesn't surprise me because of the bullet size, the pellet size. The advantage you get with the 30 caliber is that 25, 30, 40, 50 yards, it still has enough power to get into that can. The smaller calibers start slowing down after about 25, 30 meters or yards. But that's still real impressive, especially at short range. I was thinking maybe the first can might even stop it. All the videos pretty much stated that in close range the penetration is not as great as with the 30 compared to the smaller calibers. Still, that's pretty impressive, and at a distance it will still pack a punch. So let's wrap this up. All right, my son came up with another idea. We took them out of the can, and he's going to shoot through them without the can in the end. Okay, shoot. And we weren't wearing air protection. That'll teach us. I don't think it went all the way through. So we'll look at the meat and give you an update. All right, after closer inspection, it went through both of these and this super dense foam. It went almost completely through this. That's pretty impressive. There's the hole it made in the There's the hole it made in the foam target. And you can see the spam splatter around the hole. And it's real dense foam. Super dense. This will stop a crossbow bolt, a 150-pound crossbow. And it's probably sitting right about there. It almost made it through. As you can see, these are not toys. They're powerful, and this one is especially powerful for a brake barrel. Now, a couple more things about this. There's some adjustments that you can make on it. One of them, cheek pad, I went ahead and moved this. You can put inserts to lengthen this out. I got short arms, so I don't need to. This is a quattro trigger, which means I can adjust the length of the first stage pull and then the weight of the brake pull. I have not made any adjustments to this. I don't know if I will. I've just got to shoot it, let it break in, and see what it does. And according to other people, the break-in period for these, some people like them out of the box, other people 150, 300 pellets through it. So we're just going to have to see about how that goes. Now, it did not come with a scope. I have a scope I took off my 22 Benjamin Nitro Trail that I can put on here. I will eventually get a scope for it. I don't know how much I'll use it because it's got really good iron sights. The fiber optic sights are, in the daytime, they just are real easy to see, and even in low light. If you're new to pellet rifles and you buy one of these, or you buy any pellet rifle, and you go to use a scope that was designed for a regular firearm, you're probably going to break it. The recoil on these are backward, forward, or forward, backward, but it's and then side to side, they just rattle things to pieces. The Hatsan 135 Vortex and the 130S Vortex, the only difference is the stock. The 135 has a walnut stock, real nice, more expensive. I got the synthetic stock because I want to be able to take it out in the field and not worry about scratching it up and, you know, doing all that stuff to it. But essentially it's the same pellet gun. This is the latest version of that power plant that's on both rifles. Originally, when I was looking at these a year ago, 31 foot-pounds, 550 feet per second. Now they're rating these at 590 feet per second and 34 foot-pounds. So they keep improving them. The barrel comes out of Germany. The gun itself comes out of Turkey, but the barrel comes out of Germany. And everything I've seen about them, man, they're spot on, and you can get groups. I mean, even at 50 yards, people were putting them in small 1-inch groups. I live in Texas, and because Texas legislators sometimes get lazy about the way they do stuff, the foot-pounds that this produces with shot placement will take out a pig, and a medium-sized pig. Coyotes will not be a problem for this. You're shooting them at shorter distances than you are a powder burner, but it will do the job. But in Texas, I cannot hunt game animals with this. And the reason is when they said the specifications for what you can shoot animals with, one of the things they put in there is 600 feet per second. Now that was put in there, I believe, because these people, they go out with these 177s, and they think they're going to take out a gorilla. They got videos out there, and it's, oh, I'd shoot pigs, I do everything with them. They're too light, okay? But they say, well, 1,300 feet per second. Well, yeah, because they're light. So they put that 600 feet per second rule in there, because once you get past that or drop below that, the 177s turn into BB guns, basically. They're not going to kill game at any distance. What I would have liked them to do was to put in that you can't shoot anything under 12 foot-pounds at the muzzle. And that would have solved the problem, and then new technology comes out, you don't have to rewrite the law. But I can hunt non-game animals all day long. I guess they don't feel that you have to be humane when you're doing a non-game animal. But that's kind of a little rant that I have to deal with. Fortunately, in this state, rabbit are non-game, so I can hunt those. The only animal that I was interested in was squirrel, and I'm not that interested in it. As long as I can get rabbit and some other animals, I'm fine. Now, some people will say, what are you doing shooting a squirrel with a .30 caliber? Well, pigeon, which I can hunt pigeon, when you hit them with a .30, they're dead. And you can be a little bit less picky about where you hit them. You can do body shots, because it's just a massive amount of damage it does. So the chances of wounding that animal are greatly reduced with a .30 caliber with that many foot-pounds. And I want a rifle that gives me a variety of game that I can hunt. And this will do it. Let me check my notes to make sure I'm getting everything I want to get. Bear with me. Yeah, that's about it. When you look for these, it's Hatsan, and it's the 135 Vortex or the 130S Vortex. They made an E that was before this, 130E, and I think just the 130 was the first one that came out. These come with, like I said before, the silencer, which helps on the noise. They're a lot quieter than even a 22, which is good if you want to be out somewhere and you don't want to have everybody know you're out there shooting. Excuse me. One thing about a pellet gun, and another reason I got it, 22 is a lot more powerful than this. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's a lot more expensive. These cost me about $18 for 150 of them. I can get the 44 grain, this is a 50 grain, get a 44 grain, and it's $17. Drops from 19, or it's $11, excuse me. I think it's like 11 or 12 bucks for that one. And then this one is the most expensive one at almost 18 bucks. But you get 150 of them, you can carry a bunch of ammo with you, and you're not burning up your hard to get expensive 22s or any other caliber. And this will get the job done amazingly well. I understand now why people, even before the ammo crisis, were hunting with these. It's quiet, it's cheap, and it gets the job done. But anyway, if you're looking at one of these, the things to remember that may be, for some people, a downside is without the scope, they're almost 10 pounds. You're going to need a sling to carry it through the field, and it's heavy. The other one, I'd mentioned a bear trap safety, and this is where this breaks. Let me get it over here. Right here. This is actually on the part that folds over. Now to get this barrel from here swung down to here, or swung all the way down at about 90 degrees, 51 pounds of pull. on this. It's not easy. They say it will loosen up a little bit, but you can get used to it, and you just can't get the punch and the power this has in any other brake barrel. But anyway, hope you learned something. I highly recommend that if you can put up with the weight and the cocking poundage, and you got a good place to shoot it, to get one of these. I've not shot it that much, but so far I've been real impressed with this pellet rifle. It's been more than I expected to shoot, the way it shoots. When I picked it up, I knew that, it's kind of a quirk, in the video that I linked will kind of explain it. At short range, the 177 and the 22s actually have better penetration, because this has just got a lot of lead to pass through anything. But at about 25 to 30 yards, that changes. And then at 50 yards, this is still doing over 20 foot-pounds of energy. And the other calibers, especially the 177, drop off to where they're almost useless to shoot anything with. People are going to disagree with that, but the numbers don't lie. But anyway, I recommend it. Oh, and I got mine through Pyramid Air. I don't have anything to do with them. I'm not sponsored by them. But they have wonderful customer service. And when I bought this pellet gun, it immediately went on back order. And it was on back order for over 30 days. And I called up there. I was not happy. But they calmed me down, and they explained what was going on, and it was Turkey wasn't shipping them out. I got a notice from them saying the gun's in, but we can't process it because it's been over 30 days and we can't charge your credit card. Respond in the email, and I just sent them a message saying I authorize this, put the order number in to be paid. And the next morning it shipped. Got it, looked at it, was impressed by it, went back on their webpage to see if pricing or anything has changed, and it said this item is currently unavailable. So whatever they got in, they went through within probably a day and a half. So you may have to wait, but it's worth the wait, because you don't want one of the older ones, you want one of the newer ones. And the way to know to get them is 34 foot-pounds and 590 feet per second. But anyway, thanks for watching.